Well, they're going to have a bowl. Not too surprising given the conditions.
Wood has the privilege of bowling with the new ball. The umpires have signalled that they're ready. Let's get this game underway. Well timed, but there's a fielder out there.
Keepers!
Got their head right in line with the ball. A beautiful strike there down the ground.
Yep.
Super shot that.
That really wasn't a great delivery. Seen early, and it was dispatched with aplomb.
Wood is finding it difficult to contain this pair at the moment. My advice would be to go back to your stock delivery and move on from there.
Yep.
Brilliant shot that.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was absolutely no point in chasing that.
Waiting.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
Zaman shakes their head. It was there to be hit, but couldn't make the most of it.
Wait there.
Not a great delivery, got it full, and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Wait.
Just can't seem to get the ball away. That's the third dot.
End of the over. The Lions are 12 for none. The team will be after a positive innings from this batter. A great opportunity to come in and put some runs on the board.
Maybe they didn't pick it up. Very late on the shot.
Collects that one, simple as you like, inside the ring.
Just threw the shot too early. I'm not sure what happened with that delivery. Maybe trying the slower ball, but just got it all wrong.
Wait there.
Hit that well off the back foot, but couldn't beat the field.
Misses everything.
Lovely.
That's wild. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. It's poor play.
Yep.
Power and precision in that shot.
That ball was just an invitation that was accepted by return of post. Crane will be disappointed with that delivery.
Yep.
Super shot.
Just perfection, a majestic shot. You just cannot hit it any better than that. Raced away to the boundary.
Wait there.
Does very well to get quickly across to that one. Strokes it languidly away to the fence. A lovely shot.
That races away to the boundary. A beautiful shot off the front foot. Just textbook stuff.
Gets onto the back foot quickly, and that's just flown.
There was no need to run for that. Gets onto the back foot and powers that away for 4 runs.
Waiting.
Couldn't get it through the field.
A little late on that, no runs scored.
Wait there.
Not a great delivery, got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
End of the over, 8 off it. The Lions are 29 for none. Great shot, at least 1 on offer.
Wait.
Short and wide, did well to get some bat on that.
Got him.
Oh my, that's racing away.
Well, that was a really solid shot. Read the length early to get onto the front foot, and that raced away for 4.
Yep.
Absolutely nailed it.
That's just silly. The power on that shot is incredible. That's the sort of shot you want to see at a cricket match.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs.
Misses out there on the short and wide one. Umpire signals wide. Such a poor delivery. Really need to work out what actually went wrong there.
Huge edge. Huge shout. The bowler seems very confident with that one. Wood from the river end.
Yep.
Timed it nicely. They'll look for a couple, you'd think.
Bowlers.
A couple on offer here.
Yep.
Big edge.
Keepers.
Time to keep the pressure on now. Great last ball to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot. Massive edge. A wonderful delivery to get the edge. They've got to keep hammering. Away at that spot time and again.
Yep.
Head over the ball, great shot, that's racing away.
Fine placement and enough timing to get that ball away to the boundary.
Wow, that's missed the lot.
Overstepping, just a little too eager on that delivery. Solid partnership, 50 so far. Now it's time to really build a big score.
Not the ideal way of handling that ball.
No runs on that occasion, got into position nicely, just too early on the shot. couldn't find a gap.
Lovely.
9 runs added there. The Lions are 50 for none.
Wait.
Finds the fielder with that shot.
Hit that well off the back foot, but couldn't beat the field.
Yep.
Quickly into position, and a very successful sweep brought that boundary.
Good bit of timing there.
Well, that's what you pay your entrance money for. It's flown into the crowd. A brilliant shot off the front foot. No need to move.
Zaman is really starting to get on top of this bowling. May need a few changes to halt this momentum.
Yep.
Straight to the fielder. There'll be 1 run here for them.
Wait. Yep.
Needs a direct hit. Gone. Brilliant in the field.
The first wicket gone, the opening partnership is broken. You can see the relief on the bowler's face. Another quick wicket and they'll be into the middle order.
It's a new batter for the Lahore Lions.
This is a good field, I think. Not too aggressive, but not overly defensive either.
Wait there.
Doesn't beat the infield.
Yep.
Hafiz takes guard. Been in pretty good touch lately. You wouldn't want to let them get away early with some easy boundaries.
Wait. Oosh.
A little late on that, no run scored.
Yep.
Really good shot there.
Good running, just finding the gap, and that allows for rotation of the strike and keeps the pressure on the bowlers.
Doesn't want to bowl it there. Overpitched and helped to the boundary. 5 runs in that over. The Lions are 66 for 1. Thompson coming on, obviously hoping the pace will cause some trouble.
Yep.
Nicked it through the field. Will it get to the boundary?
Nothing really wrong with the delivery. Got onto the front foot and found the space to get that one to the boundary.
Yep.
Well placed, should get a single.
Really raced between the wickets after it was clipped away nicely behind square.
Drives and misses everything.
A bit of frustration after that shot. Went after it, but just couldn't lay a bat on it.
Yep.
Nice shot, runs possible.
Wait.
Quick onto that in the infield.
Obviously didn't like the look of that one and just ignored it.
Yep.
Right in the slot, right where they like it. The ball races to the boundary.
It was in the air for a long time, but 4 bounced just inside the rope.
Well, that was another good over. You can see the frustration growing on the batters. Maxwell, the right armour, is coming into the attack from the river end. Edge, what a ball!
Exactly where you want your fielders to throw as a wicketkeeper, right over the top of the stumps. Surprised they didn't go for a third. Would have been a very simple one.
Yep.
Picks the gap perfectly.
Manipulating the field, asking questions of the opposition captain as they take a single.
Yep.
Super piece of timing.
Just a little bit of room given, and the power was immense. It's flown over the boundary. Confused on what that delivery was meant to be. Terrible bowling.
Yep.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
Onto the front foot and punched it nicely. Would have hoped to find the rope.
Yep.
Good return there, back from the deep.
Questions will begin to be asked. Should the captain make a change? A big over that one. Too many loose deliveries.
Yep.
You can understand why on that line they thought it was safe to let it straight through to the keeper.
Yep.
Nice timing, good batting, won't get to the boundary.
Good return there, back from the deep.
Wait there.
What a beauty. It's the in-swinging Yorker, the bat can't stop it, and the stumps are gone.
An innings that promised much and really, in the end, delivered very little. Pretty disappointing all round.
Difficult period as they come to the wicket. They'll take plenty of time to set themselves up before facing their first ball.
Wait.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
Salma shakes their head. It was there to be hit, but couldn't make the most of it.
Wait. Yup.
They'll get at least one.
Exquisitely done on the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more.
Yep.
Thick edge. Six runs added in that over. The Lions are 98 for 2.
Yep.
There'll be runs here.
Yup. Right there.
Collects that one, simple as you like, inside the ring.
I, for one, reckon that second run was on, but clearly the batters knew better.
Easy catch. Didn't have to move, really.
So that's the third wicket down. Not a happy person walking off the field. There's a real feeling of disappointment.
It's a long way to walk out here just to walk straight back. They'll just want to get this first one behind them and then push on. Brilliant bowling. Having got the edge the previous ball, they now know the areas they need to be hitting.
Yep.
Into the gap. Nice shot.
The timing, unbelievable. Got the width they were after and nailed it to the boundary.
Tried for something a bit different the last ball. The captain shouldn't mind that. If they get it right, they might just get the wicket.
Yep.
Right out of the middle.
And that brings up the half century for this
A
batsman.
counter-attacking 50 this. Cashed in on the loose deliveries time and again. Thompson just needs to continue finding good spots now.
Couldn't get it through the field.
A little late on that. No runs scored.
Let's see if they can get the ball up into the slot like before. So crucial to follow up that last delivery and keep the batter under pressure.
Yes.
That's a brilliantly aggressive shot. Gets on the front foot and it's flown over the boundary.
Thompson has had a pretty good over. Just needed a bit more luck to find a wicket. Maxwell from the river end.
Yep.
They've picked the gap. Perfect timing.
Keeper.
A couple on offer here.
Did well just to get it down towards third for some runs.
Strong appeal. The keeper seems convinced this is out. Could be worthwhile sending it to the third umpire.
Nothing picked up from the bat. This could spell trouble. How close is that? Could be the wicket. No problems at all with where the ball is pitched. Nothing wrong with the impact. Would it hit the wickets, though? Going on to miss everything, and a valuable review is lost.
Not the best decision to review that. The umpire has got it spot on. Wow, that's missed a lot.
Just need to settle down. The timing's off. These deliveries are there to be hit. Time for cool heads.
Yep.
Great shot. At least one on offer. Beaten on the drive.
Lovely.
That's wild. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. It's poor play.
Misses everything.
Tried to get the drive away, timed it poorly, lucky to survive.
End of the over. 3 off it. The Lions are 118 for 3.
With the changes in the field, the captain looks to be going for a more balanced approach.
Wait.
Finds the fielder with that shot.
No runs on that occasion, got into position nicely just too early on the shot, couldn't find a gap.
Yeah. Keeper.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Yep.
Head over the ball. Great shot. That's racing away.
That went all the way up toward the grandstand for 4, driven away nicely.
Yep.
Nicely taken. Quick to latch onto it.
Another one gone, the 4th wicket is in the bag. A bit of trouble if there was another to fall quickly. We've seen some very good bowling.
Number 6, please make him welcome.
Wait there.
Straight to the fielder. Huge appeal.
Yep. Keeper.
There'll be 1 run here for them.
End of the over.
Just a little bit wide, well picked up. And let the ball do all the work really, just to nudge it down towards 3rd.
We've seen good control and spin from this bowler. Looking forward to seeing what they can do here.
Waiting. Yeah.
Saw that early. No one's catching that. Great shot.
It just looks so easy. Gets onto the front foot and eases through the ball. They can just stand and admire that shot. Well, that's a wild one. Nothing elegant about that shot, just not timing it at all. Poor play.
Yep.
Hit that hard. Nailed it.
That was seen so early. The timing was brilliant, and that is stayed hit. Fantastic.
Yep. Yep.
Doesn't beat the infield.
A little late on that. No runs scored.
Wait on.
Giving them absolutely nothing here at the moment. Another over gone and not much from it. Going with pace now.
Into the attack for London Spirit.
Wait. Yep.
And they're away and nicely off the mark.
Nice one.
Oh yes, the slow one beats the bat. Didn't pick it out the hand.
Yeah. Catch it.
Too full. Got what it deserved.
Well, that was a really solid shot. Read the length early to get onto the front foot, and that raced away for 4. A few moves made in the field.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs. Edge, unplayable.
A little late on that, no run scored.
Time to keep the pressure on now. Great last ball to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot.
Yep.
Decisive running might have got them to. Looking back at it, I'd say they'd have made it easily. So in the end, poor running.
7 runs added in that over. The Lions are 141 for 4. Pollard, the pace bowler, coming into the attack.
Onto the front foot early, placed it perfectly into the gap. Timed it nicely for 4 more.
Wait.
Just threw the shot too early.
Lovely.
A good piece of bowling there. A little bit of pace off the delivery, and the batter is all at sea.
Yep.
That's great fielding. That ball was flying.
Just pivoted onto the back foot, so easily done to knock it behind square.
Yep.
Big edge.
Keeper.
You never really want to chance that arm going for a third. Did well there.
Yep.
Not the ideal way of handling that ball. Massive edge. Out. Good catch.
After all that effort, they just couldn't manage to go onto the 100. They'll feel like they've missed out here.
With the fall of that wicket, we have a new batter at the crease. Fitzpatrick will be looking to make a strong start to their innings.
Yep.
Shot. Textbook pull shot. That's racing away to the boundary.
It wasn't a bad ball, got it short enough, but they were onto it so early. Pivoted onto the back foot and punched it away behind square.
Yep.
Catch.
Big edge. Where's that going? They shouldn't get too discouraged with that last ball. The first step as a bowler is to get the batter playing, which they've managed. If they can find the right spot, the reward will eventually come.
Obviously didn't like the look of that one and just ignored it.
Yep.
Nice shot, runs possible.
Yep.
Gets onto the front foot and that shot is full of aggression. Sent high and long over the rope.
Yep.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
Keeper.
That was a solid shot. Driven off the front foot. Fantastic cricket shot. Probably deserved more from it.
Yep.
Well placed. Should get a single.
Got forward and was able to drive the ball. Lovely shot and good running.
Ellis doing really well to keep the pressure on these two. Another good over of bowling.
Yeah.
Hits that well onto the back foot and cracks it away.
They're the sort of shots that you just stand and admire. Gets onto the back foot and rolls the wrist to keep control and find the boundary.
Yep.
Edge. Amazing delivery. A wonderful delivery to get the edge. They've got to keep hammering away at that spot time and again.
Waiting.
Does very well to get quickly across to that one.
Yep. Yep.
Right in the slot, right where they like it. The ball races to the boundary.
Just need one of the cameramen to send that one back. A little bit of width, but clinically put away.
Yep. Yep.
Nice timing, good batting, won't get to the boundary.
That was a massive shot, middled, and it flew over the boundary. Brilliant stuff.
Really playing all their shots that over, really expensive.
A bit of a change up in the field now.
Maxwell, the spinner, coming into the attack. Oh dear, played on. A hint of misfortune, and that is out.
It's the sort of dismissal that sees the momentum swing back to the bowler. Gone, but not for many.
With the fall of that wicket, the new batter comes out to the crease. They're quick to take guard and face up.
It was slightly shorter, but it was seen early. Got onto the back foot quickly. Just pushed it away behind square.
Wait.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
Catch it.
In the air. Looks to be landing safely.
There was minimal follow-through, just great timing to punch it through the field for 4.
Yep.
Great shot.
You can't fault that shot. Nicely played, and it was 4 runs all the way.
I'd like to see them aim for the top of off now. As a bowler, you've got to make them play on your terms. There'll be runs here.
Land.
Exquisitely down the front foot. A gorgeous-looking drive. Could have been worth more.
And the innings comes to an end. The Spirit will need 195 runs. This is a really defendable total. The openers will need to get their iron very quickly and get the scoreboard ticking over if they're to have any chance.
Yes.
Quick onto that in the infield.
Crawley gets off the mark.
Rossington is new to the crease. They'll be keen to field bat on ball early on. Time that brilliantly.
Perhaps that slipped out of the hand a little during the release. Rossington didn't mind and sent it high and handsome over the boundary rope for 6.
Yes.
They'll get at least one. Flew away with pace. Brilliant timing.
That ball has been hit. It's flown into the crowd. To get that much power coming forward on the front foot is ridiculous.
drives and misses everything.
Afridi with a superb delivery. Got them trying to drive, but messing everything up.
Nice shot.
Saw it from the moment it left the hand, latched onto it and given the full treatment.
Over. The Spirit are 20 for none. A new bowler is coming into the attack. That's right out of the middle of the bat.
That was seen so early. The timing was brilliant and that has stayed hit. Fantastic.
A boundary off the last ball. Is it a sign they're trying to push the run rate?
Waiting.
Collects that one, simple as you like, inside the ring.
They make it home, but there should never have been the chance for a run out in the first place.
Right off the middle of the bat.
Managed to get onto the front foot early and just incredible power to loft that one over the boundary.
That's gone all the way, right out of the middle.
The runs are starting to come now. Really good shot for 6. This innings is starting to build.
Yep.
There's a chance if this hits. Could that be out? Looks so.
That was a very good knock in the end. I'm sure a few more runs would have been better, but this has indeed been a good innings.
New batter comes to the crease. Never an easy time to come in after the fall of a wicket.
Catch.
Great work. Held their nerve while the ball was in the air and takes a good catch.
Well, this is a fantastic wicket. Kept the runs down. Really didn't get settled. Looked to be in trouble, sadly, for most of the knock.
Going with spin now.
The new bowler into the attack for the Lahore Lions.
Super piece of timing.
That's a brilliantly aggressive shot. Gets on the front foot and it's flown over the boundary.
Yes.
Picks the gap perfectly.
That was a boundary the moment the ball left the bat. Can't time that any better. Perfection.
Play.
Couldn't get it through the field.
Wait on.
That's an unbelievable shot into the crowd.
Barely seemed to hit it and it's gone over the rope.
Always difficult to focus after what happened last ball, but you just got to stay positive and believe the wicket will come. Right out of the middle.
Great shot for 6. Moving along nicely and starting to really build this innings.
22 runs added in that over. The Spirit are 60 for 2. That's going a long way. What a shot that is.
Lovely shot. Gets on the drive, just powers that over the boundary. Wonderful timing.
Do they go full? Do they go short? A lot to ponder after the boundary. Middle that one. Great timing.
Off the front foot, hit it with all the power and elegance of a batter right at the top of their game.
Lawrence has got the big shot away this over. Now they can focus on playing the next ball on its merits. Nicely played.
That's a brilliantly aggressive shot, gets onto the front foot, and it's flown over the boundary.
Fitzpatrick shouldn't be too worried about that last ball. They've got them playing their shots, just need to tighten their areas now. Misses everything.
A bit of frustration after that shot, went after it, but just couldn't lay a bat on it.
Good bit of timing there.
Just missed the line, not the worst delivery, but that was dispatched with interest. Everyone just watched that in awe.
Catch it!
Picked that well, and that's on its way to the boundary.
Those runs bring up the 50 partnership.
That's the 50 partnership between these two, gaining some momentum nicely for the team.
Ralph coming into the attack from the river end. Got all of it, and for 6.
That's just silly. The power on that shot is incredible. That's the sort of shot you want to see at a cricket match.
Absolutely nailed it.
Just a little bit of room given. The power was immense. That has flown over the boundary.
Wow, that's missed the lot.
I'd say it was the right shot to choose, but it was just timed badly. Just couldn't get the drive away.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
A good way to push up the run rates. There'll be 50 in no time with shots like that.
Beaten on the drive.
Misses out there on the short and wide one.
Yeah!
Nicely fielded on the boundary. There'll be 1 run here for them.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Playing all their shots in that over. A very expensive over.
Misses out there on the short and wide one.
Good spot!
Well, that's a wild one. Nothing elegant about that shot, just not timing it at all. Poor play.
Hit that hard, nailed it.
Well, enough leverage there to get a good swing of the arms under it to get it over the rope.
Goes up and over for 6. That's the positive option.
And that brings up the half century for this match.
Picks up 50 with that shot. A great way to start their innings. Now's the time to push on.
What a shot. Drifts down leg and punched away, all the way for 4.
That is a masterclass of batting. Reads the length, gets forward and dispatches it to the boundary.
Bowling!
Oh, didn't get the feet moving. Played down the wrong line, threw the hands at it, got nothing on the ball.
End of the over. 16 runs coming from it. The Spirit are 123 for 2. 5 fielders now allowed outside the circle.
Yes! No!
Nice running between the wickets. Clipping the pads, not the bat though.
That's right off the meat of the bat.
Yep.
That's what you pay the entrance money for. It's flown into the crowd. A brilliant shot off the front foot. No need to move.
Oh my, that's just flown off the middle.
That was timed very, very well. Great shot, driven down the ground and flew over the boundary.
Yes.
Great shot, at least one on offer. Straight to the fielder.
Decisive running might have got them two. Looking back at it, I'd say they'd have made it easily. So in the end, poor running.
Solid defence, very compact.
And that brings up the 100-run partnership for these two.
Great timing, right off the meat of the bat.
Judging by shots like that, they're looking pretty keen to get their 100. A massive blow.
21 runs added in that over. The Spirit are 144 for 2.
Hey, good spot.
It was a good comeback after that boundary last ball.
Catch it.
Well taken. Had a lot of work to do and held on to a great catch.
Well, the end of an entertaining performance with the bat. Certainly a good wicket to get. The runs were really starting to flow.
A lot of pressure coming to the crease. Not had the best of weeks leading up to this game and will want to show everyone their strength.
There was a bit of width on that, and they've climbed into the shot to send it up and over for 6.
Catch. Yeah.
Managed to find the gap beautifully. Not going to waste that opportunity as they head towards the 90s.
Catch it.
Huge shot. That's a massive shot. Just incredible.
That was the kind of contact you dream of. Nothing wrong with the delivery, but boy, did that get hit. Just brilliant.
Yeah, good spot.
Could be close. Trouble. Oh, gone.
A trudge back to the pavilion. A disappointing display in the end. For someone with such batting skills, this goes down as a fail.
Khan coming back into the attack.
Number 6 for London Spirit. Please give him a warm welcome. Change of bowling. The captain is going with...
Hit that so hard. Pressed forward, got the body shape right and launched it. One for the textbook.
Catch.
Out. Pretty straightforward catch in the end.
Starting to get interesting now. That's the 5th wicket, and a very frustrated person is heading back to the pavilion.
Coming to the wicket, they'll be looking to play within the V early and expand as they get settled.
Hey.
Umpire signals wide. Such a poor delivery. Really need to work out what actually went wrong.
Middled. What a start.
Well, that's what you pay your entrance money for. It's flown into the crowd. A brilliant shot off the front foot. No need to move.
Yes.
Confident appeal. Could it be? A change to the complexion of this match. Got to get the new batter coming forward early, encouraging them to drive and really attack the stumps. Oh, what a shot that is off your first ball.
Well, that was timed very, very well. Great shot, driven down the ground and flew over the boundary.
Too good.
Yep.
Not sure anyone is going to cut that off.
Showed good composure to wait on that slower ball and find room to get the 4 runs. Just a fantastic shot.
End of the over, 24 off it. The Spirit are 184 for 5.
Had to clear the front leg in order to get under the ball and did brilliantly to hit it straight back over the bowler's head.
Catch!
And that marks the end of the match. London Spirit.
Extremely comfortable win, just so brilliant on so many levels. You cannot compete with that level of skill shown. It was a masterclass.